So we are live with our certified project management professional. Saira cleared PMP with all above target. People above target. Process above target. Saira business environment
Above
above
target.
target. And what a journey she had. Before moving forward, I would like to set the tone for this journey. The way she has worked is extremely humbling yet challenging. Consistency at its peak. I cannot say anything else. Consistency at its peak. Now, Saira is a working mother. She is a software engineer by profession and working in one of the top firm in Pakistan. Actually, that's simply the number one firm, not just the one of the top, simply the number one firm in Pakistan. And she's a mother of a very beautiful daughter. And I am actually amazed. I am unable to hear her today in background. If you guys have been following us in our YouTube coaching calls, whenever a question present itself to Saira, we can hear wheels on the bus go round and
Yes,
things like that
exactly.
in the background. So it gives me immense pleasure to say that I feel proud that Saira cleared PM with all these challenges, and she did it in a style. Even we had some issues with PMI, actually PSN Center, and today is the day I'm gonna talk about that. I haven't talked about it at all. Now today we are gonna talk, but that will come later on. Saira, please share your entire journey. What led you that you want to do PMP? What is your role? And what are the challenges you faced? Go ahead. The mic belongs to you.
Okay. First of all, uh, actually, we are uh, doing work from home from from last year, and it was my aim as well. I wish I do PMP, and secondly, it was the need of my business job career as well. But it was very hard for me to decide because I have a daughter of 2.5 years, and it was very difficult for me to study. But in the January, I decided I should go for the PMP. In fact, one of my friend in my job, she motivates me that you should join Amir Ali, and he will definitely will go to the will in touch with you until your success. Even if you don't want to study, he will push you continuously. Then I search you on Facebook, and I search you on Facebook, and then I contact with you, and I contact with you. I said that I want to join your session, and then I joined the first batch, which starts on 15 January, and then yes, and then the PMP journey starts from 15 January, and it was a very hard journey for me. You are continuously pushing me, but 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 because of this I was able to do the PMP. This was the reason.
Thank you. Saira,
I remember many times I messaged Sue.
Saira,
I
why
remember,
was
yes, sorry.
yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
I remember many times, two or three times I messaged you, Amir, I am going to kick from PMP. You remember, two or three times.
And what was
But
my reply? And what was my
and
reply?
your reply was no. You should continue. If you are having problem, then go with 60 questions. You should less the count of questions. And I go as you suggested me, and finally I am able for
You are
PMP.
able to clear the PMP, Sarah. Now that's a marvelous achievement for a working woman, for a working mother. I know how hard it is to do all those things, especially in Indo-Pak environment where you only don't have to look after the children, but also husbands like us, you have to take care. My
Yes.
wife actually just came and gave me this rice to eat after this class, so I know how hard you guys have to work with guys like us. Like, this is marvelous. So Saira, you were saying that it was a very difficult journey, and guys, for everyone who is watching, it took 7 months. We have certified PMP, and this sometimes demotivates other students also. We have students who did PMP in 7 and 14 days, and then we have students who did PMP in 1 year 7. She did in 7 months. Now the
Yes.
people who did 7 months, it is more difficult for them, because people who did 7 days, they come to my training program. Okay, 7 days, work, work, study, 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 mocks, 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 done. But 7 months, daily 1 hour, 2 hour. She was always doing 60 questions, 60 questions, and there is not a single mock in the market that she have not done. She have done PMI, ATP, Yasin, Workday, MySet, Prepcast, and so on and so on. So Saira, from all those mock, what was the most important thing? What was the most important thing that you think that mock was more specific to your requirement?
uh Prepcast.
Pepcast was the most important mock
Yes, yes.
for you.
Actually, if we see in the exam, from the exam point of view, the tone of the exam was something like Prepcast. Tone of the exam.
Okay, now that's again, because a few students have given me feedback in previous weeks that the exam tone was changing. It was not near to Prepcast, but it's good to see that it is again coming back to the Prepcast.
Yes,
And what was the
Prepcast.
length of question? One, two, three liner.
I have 3 to 4 questions which are one line.
Hmm.
Remaining questions 3 to 4 lines.
Hmm. Saira, before moving to the mocks, I want to tell everyone about that incident that happened with you.
Yes,
Can you
please.
share please? Because that is both. So, Saira, you this was Saira first attempt officially, but what happened? Saira booked the exam in one of the center, and what was the name of the center, Saira?
Student shelters campus,
And
Samnabad.
it Samnabad. So this is
Yes.
for all the PMP aspirant don't book exam there. I was actually at that time in hospital. My father was getting some basically he was in hospital. I was with him. So Saira called me and said that sorry to disturb, because she knew I was there, but the center is asking me $20. I said there is no money that you have to pay. Then she said me, okay, I'll check. And then she called, and the center guy said that you cannot book the exam from online. And when she said, I was actually get shocked. I said, what?
Yes, he
Like,
said
on,
a PMI policy. It is a PMI policy that we should not book the exam online. We should go to the center and book the exam there.
and on the same day, three other people have cleared exam in the center. Like, I am a PMI authorized trainer. I had no information regarding that. And people here, even the people in the centers, are trying to cheat. So then, actually, when I talked him in a very different tone, and then I also talked to the PMI guys. And but that in hurry, what the guy did, he cancelled our exam. He sent an email from the PSN that your exam is cancelled because you didn't not appear in the exam. Now here comes a mistake. Her exam was 1 p.m. She got email at what time?
13 hours before.
13 hours before that you did not appear in the exam. So
Yes.
we went to the PMI and Pearson. PMI and Pearson was very kind to us. They looked into the case, and they went into detail. And after 3 to 4 days, because there were some holidays in between, 3 to 4 days, the case was in our favor. And Saira got a try back, and she did not have to pay anything for that try. And she went to the exam. And then I recommended a center. Asal Technology, was it?
Yes, Ascent Technologies.
Ascent Technology. Then she went there and she gave the exam, and of course she cleared it. Now here's a lesson for everyone. Bullies are everywhere in your work life, in your job. Know the policies, talk to your trainer. If you are my student, talk to my, if you are anyone else student, talk to them, talk to PSN, PMI. If people try to cheat you, never let them. Because nowadays, Shishwani will share her interview in a day or 2 day. She actually got many multiple times offer that don't go to the exam, we will get your exam clear, and all these scammers and all those things. These are all lies. Remember, if you are preparing a PMP exam, you need to do hard work, you need to go straight fair, and once you have booked the exam online, there are no charges. So Saira went into exam, and finally we cleared that exam, and we cleared it with all above target. Alhamdulillah. So Saira, tell me about exam. How was the exam structured and all those things? How the exam was difficult? How much time? First half, then second, then third.
Okay. Exam tone was just like Prepcast, 3 to 4 lines questions, right? Only I have three or four questions, one liner questions. The
Okay.
first part of 60 questions I took 65 minutes.
65 minute only.
Yes, only 65 minutes.
Mhm.
And the second part of 60 questions I took 55 minutes.
Oh my God.
Yes. And the last section, when I was left with 20 questions and I saw the time, and there are 45 minutes are remaining were remaining.
Saira, what you did? Oh, I
Then
never.
I then I slowly doing 20 questions very slowly, and I complete the exam 15 minutes before. I can complete before 15 minutes, but I complete the 20 remaining 20 questions very slowly.
Okay, okay. And then?
And then 15 I review the last section, only two
Hmm.
questions I review.
Hmm.
Remaining first chunk or second chunks I didn't review. And
Hmm.
before 15 minutes I end the exam, and then the message appear, congratulations.
Okay,
And
okay.
okay, this one, and exam was cleared. But when I was doing the exam, it was like I will fail,
I
I
will
will
feel
fail.
like that.
Yeah.
The feelings like we had a chat, me and her had a long chat, and I said her that I actually say this to every of my
Yes.
student that you will feel that I'm not going to fail, and the same thing happens because this happened to me. I still remember when I gave my exam, all of my students who were giving their exam, all of them felt the same thing. But if your preparation is good, if you have done the work, all those things, I'm 100% sure you will clear the exam, and that's what happened. So Saira, how many formulas question?
Only one, and which is related to procurement. No CPI, SPI question.
How it was related to procurement?
Uh, it's for calculation formula. Procurement. It was a mixture of expected monetary value
It was
plus bid.
EMV. Actually, it was a risk question. EMV.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Okay.
actually, but this in the exam, they represent the scenarios like expect procurement, like they use the term
Yeah.
bidder conference, just like this.
Yeah. Scenario was that, and
Yes.
but the real thing was basically uh, this question. So come, he will be a certified PMP very soon. He come you again. He's saying that that's really fast. Usain Bolt speed. Yeah, very fast. That is true. Okay, Saira,
But
moving.
actually, the point for this one is that when I was doing the question, I didn't check the remaining questions. I just go doing the question, and I am just checking the time very periodically. So
Okay,
that's the reason I think I complete the
Saira,
exam
how
easy.
after how many time you were checking the time? After how many questions you were checking the time?
After almost 30 questions.
That's very good. So, how you trained yourself? Because I received this feedback from so many students. While we are doing question, we are always looking at the clock. So, how did you reduce that tension?
Actually, I follow the advice which is given by the Ishtiaq. I listened his journey, and even I talked to him, and he said that don't look at the time. So
Okay.
I whenever I try to look at the time, so I said no, just focus on the questions, and after some time check the time, and then go. After 30 questions, I check the times.
Even in the prepcast, where because the timer is moving there, also in Udemy, you are doing the same thing. You are not looking at the time.
No. I was not doing the same thing in the Prepcast and
So,
Udemy, but I did the
basically,
thing exam.
you trained yourself. Can I say that?
Yes, yes,
Yes, you trained yourself to do that thing. Okay, that is a very important thing. Again, practice, nothing else.
yes.
Practice has no substitute for that. Okay, so how many questions were related to? Yeah, I was gonna ask the same question that Bhaskar has asked. How many questions were related to change request?
10 to 15 questions.
And my change request, new journey, that helped.
Yes, helps a lot.
That helped a lot. I'm gonna put
Yes,
that into the journeys playlist. Journey of change. Were they more related to agile or predictive?
agile.
So how do you handle a change request in agile? Can you tell for the audience?
Yes, if I handle this, if I change cup in agile, then it will always go first to the product owner, right? Product owner will prioritize according to the customer need. Then it will be added in the sprint
Okay.
according to the prioritization.
Okay, that's a very good way to say it. Okay, what about questions regarding stakeholder resource and communication? Were they the dominated area of the exam?
Communications and resources. These are the dominating area, and then stakeholder.
Okay, still these three areas, if you can cover
Yes.
it, you can get it. Okay, regarding agile, if you can get like, if you can get the mindset, the values, principles, and the Scrum framework, is it enough for your exam?
Yes, it was more than enough. Even the servant leadership and agile mindset. These two things were more than enough for the exam.
Okay, okay. Okay, that is a familiar sound that I was talking about all the time that we used to hear it during the coaching calls and during the training. Now that is something I say that is special. Like not just even when a person does the PMP, it's not the single person. If a male is doing, it's the entire family. The family is supporting. The female is doing, the husband, the children, all are suffering because you are giving the time from them. You cannot
Yes.
give the time from the office time, of course, and plus you are also giving the time from your sleep. I guess now you can sleep properly. I'm not gonna say you please update. Okay.
And even when I in my PMP journey, whenever my message tone ring, I was afraid. Oh, I think it's Amir message about status. What I will give him the status if I did nothing.
So
If I
I
do nothing.
we have actually made this a daily a small daily stand up like thing. I took actually from Marshall Goldsmith this thing. So do you think this is an effective tool to use with students?
Yes. Yes.
This is an
Very
effective.
effective.
Okay. How many questions were related from the risk topic?
Risk topic, not too many. I think 5 to 7 questions from risk.
Five to seven questions only. Okay.
Yes.
What about procurement?
Procurement, one or two.
Procurement one or two. Okay, and still a good amount of questions if we look at in the context. What about scope, schedule, and cost? And guys, if you want to ask any question, you can type in the comment box. She can give her the insight about her exam. So, scope, schedule, cost. Any question regarding that topic?
No.
Not remember as per se. Are you?
Yes. But
Uh,
I remembered no CPI and SPI question.
no CPI, no critical
No.
path,
No. No critical path, no SPI, no CPI question.
no CPI, no SPI questions. Okay,
Yes.
and calculation there was only one questions.
One,
Okay,
yes.
and the time management was really very fantastic. Okay, now if you talked about, you also did other mocks. Okay, we talked about prepcast. Do you think other mock also played a role there?
Yes.
How?
Actually, other mocks clear your concepts, which I feel how many mocks I will do, it will clear our concepts.
Okay,
And these concepts we can easily map in the exam.
okay, okay, that is a very good thing. So Vijay Kumar is asking any ITTO's question, input tools and
No.
techniques.
No.
All questions were scenario based.
Yes, but 3 to 4 questions were related to processes.
Like, can
Like,
don't tell the
yeah,
exact question, don't tell the exact question, but context of the question.
yes, in which process, for example, communication and stakeholder engagement plan, such like this one.
Okay, okay, okay. So Kam is saying basically status message from Amir is like a trigger to implement risk response plan. Good one. Okay, okay. So what was your mindset on your exam? How did you projected or prepared myself while sitting for the exam? So before she answer the question, let me answer the question. I, like if we have 3 to 4 days before the exam, I start preparing like a mindset of my students, like how the exam will be, what is servant leadership and agile. I keep on
Yes.
doing this, and on last day, especially uh, when she had an exam, I called her. We had a 15-minute call. I told her exam will be like this. You need to make your mindset of a servant leadership mindset and agile mindset and work on it.
Yes.
Now I would like
Yes.
you to answer this question, Saira. please.
Yes, actually, what I did in the exam, only servant leadership and agile mindset. In servant leadership, in agile, the teams are self-organized, right? So in the scenario and based on the options, I check those options which are in the favor of the team, right?
What,
This was
what can you explain servant leadership mentality and mindset in one or two lines? It's an important topic since you are a certified PMP, recent certified, so you can give a more context than me.
actually in agile mindset. There are four values and 12 principles, but
Hmm?
agile mindset mostly thing which I face in the exam and in self-organizing teams.
Okay. Okay. So you were looking for the keywords like self-organizing
Yes,
team, how the
self-organizing
team was
teams.
structured, and all those things.
Yes.
Okay, that's a great thing. Okay, Vijay is asking, were there any question about EEF and OPS?
Yes, one or two questions. No, four or five questions from EEF and OPA.
But they were no direct question. The context was there, right? Situation was presented.
No, situation was present. Even in the options, we need to select from where we can find these type of documents.
Okay. So knowing those 33 documents, plans, and those document OPS, EF is important.
Yes.
Okay, congratulations from one. Atif is saying, how do the kids come to know some work is going on? So I would say it's the kid time. Actually, it's 11:45 in Pakistan. So this time belongs to kid. We are stealing their time. So they know that there's their time. Okay. If anyone has any question, they can put it. So Saira, what one advice you would give to the entire PMP community, how they can prepare for PMP exam?
My advice for the entire PMP aspirants are just like practice makes man perfect, right? What I did mocks and mocks, which makes me my concepts clear, right? So, and the second one is lesson learned. When you are doing the mock, you should check the right as well as the wrong answers.
Okay, so doing that lesson and format is very important thing.
Yes, very important thing.
Okay, so Vijay is saying I want to talk to you. Okay, I have my number there. This is my WhatsApp number and email. You can contact to me and we can talk. Okay, so Saira, thank you very much. That advice was very valuable. Like lesson learned, and in our last coaching call that happened on Saturday and Sunday, we discussed a lot about the lesson learn register and how we can put into the lesson learn register contacts and how we can work onto that thing. And one more thing, from this, I would like also to say something that our next batch is gonna start on 13th of August. So if you want to become certified PMP, there's a great opportunity. Sarah joined in batch one and she became certified PMP. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, do subscribe it because our commitment, these journeys videos are gonna explode. Like today, Saira, I made a complete plan of August. I'm gonna make at least 50 more videos, 50 more video minimum in August. So if you want to become PMP, do subscribe. Thank you, Saira, and best of luck for your future.
Thank you so much.
And please take care of yourself.
Sorry, sorry.
Thank you. No, no, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.